The Sentai Review, episode 173, Turtles Wasting Our Time.
Somebody's excited because it's Groundhog's Day during recording.
I'm not.
Considering it felt like Groundhog's Day watching this shit.
I mean, I can understand wanting to kill yourself repeatedly watching this movie, but if we're going to be doing, like, jiggin' songs, shouldn't we do, like, the best jiggin' song ever? Especially from this movie?
No!
Yeah.
That makes me want to swing. That makes me want to swing on palm trees.
So welcome to 2019. Fucking a month late.
Yeah, and oh my God.
A lot of shit's gone down.
Let's start this by saying fuck this movie. Fuck this movie in particular. Like,
do you know how much I procrastinated on this movie?
Pretty goddamn. You purposely went with your girlfriend to another fucking state to avoid this movie.
That's one.
That's the reason we're late getting back here.
That is one reason I left state, because Turtles 3 drove me away. But no, I'm gonna tell you something. I watched this movie at 5:30 this morning. That's how much I procrastinated, and I fell asleep at the end.
Yeah,
because I couldn't handle it anymore.
Understandable.
Oh,
but it's not like I haven't
man.
seen this movie before, so I do remember things.
And you actually watched it. Unlike Nick, who says stuff about remembering it.
Dude,
this
is...
Yeah.
This...
I'm not going to lie. I sat there, I hit play, and I looked at my phone and like, you think they would know if I just listened while I was on my phone?
Yes, I would know.
And
Yeah.
so no, I was like, nope. I put the phone away. And I'm like... And the second I seen the Turtles, I'm like... I immediately went to my head like, why do you look retarded, Leo? Leo, look, that scene where she hands him the book.
But you're getting ahead of time.
It's really early in the movie.
See, but there's also one other thing that we got to do.
What's that?
Round the room!
William Bush, Reploid Bill.
Seth Level Sario.
Scott Action Jackson.
Shane McCree, Proto Guy.
Hey guys, I know you're about to get your podcast on, so I'll be quick. If at any time you feel like dropping your own opinion into what we're talking about, head on over to fandomnight.com, and all of the contact information for every single one of our shows, including the one you're about to watch, is there. Alright guys, I'll leave you alone. Okay,
now we can start proper.
Now we're going to start proper, okay? Look.
Turtles 3.
We're going to talk about Turtles 3, and when you get to that part that you want to talk about how dumb Leo looks, oh no.
Did they change Donnie's voice actor?
Actually, yes. That's one of the notes that I have. You'll actually notice. What is it? Leo is the same. Mikey is the same. Raph has changed. Donnie went back to being motherfucking Corey Feldman because he was no longer in rehab. In fact, when he came back from his rehab and they said, hey, we're sorry we couldn't cast you in Turtles 2. We'll put you in Turtles 3. And he said, okay, can I have more money? And they said, you went to rehab. You'll get the $1,500 we paid you for Turtles 1 and walk the fuck away.
Well, to be fair, I wouldn't want my name associated with this movie, so...
I can understand that. If you pay attention to the credits, the voice actor for Leonardo, he has a copyright trademark symbol next to his fucking name like it's a pseudonym. Like, I don't want my name on this project.
Did they change,
Oh, and Splinter's voice actor changed, too.
I was getting there, yep. I noticed certain
And Jim Henson is not in charge of the costumes anymore. So the Henson Creature Shop, that's the reason why the costumes look like ass!
Didn't he die before this movie came out?
Yes.
He died the month after the first one.
But that doesn't even matter, because look,
Right.
people do that with makeup artists and shit like that all the time. Jim Henson, give him all the credit. Yes, badass. But he did also mentor people that could have taken up that work and done the Turtles costumes again.
Yeah.
Truth is,
They went with another company.
They cheaped the fuck out.
Is
what they did.
Like, okay, the Turtles. Since we've watched these movies in chronological order from when they released, 1, 2, 3. First one's an awesome movie.
Mm-hmm.
Second one is an okay movie compared to this movie. But when you get to the third movie, they all have spots. Well, they didn't have spots before.
They had
They
some.
did, but not nearly like this.
No, obviously I did not notice them because they must have been real dark spots. Now,
Yes.
Yeah.
now
You can notice them in the second movie when they color everybody up,
but the first
but
movie,
they're still barely there.
The first movie was also darker too.
Yeah, the first
Yeah.
movie is super hella dark.
Right.
That's why what makes it so good. And then I saw the fucking at the start when they're oh my god, when they're
Okay, so let's go through the notes then. If we're just
Japan,
gonna-
1603.
Well, nope. First is double New Line logo again.
Yeah, I don't know why that happens. When you
Double
watch this
New
movie,
Line?
Yeah.
you don't have that? How are you watching it?
On my Blu-ray, I got the standard New Line Entertainment, blah blah blah, because of the Blu-ray itself,
and it
then,
plays it twice.
And then I got the normal New Line.
well, before we begin, how did everybody watch
Oh,
it? You
so
said
they do
Blu-ray.
the new one, and then they start it off again, and then they do the old. Okay,
Yeah.
That might be the reason why it is we keep seeing it as
I
double,
still don't
'cause I keep
understand
seeing
that.
double.
No other company that I've ever been
Has
associated
been
with
like,
has
hey,
done that.
we're McDonald's. By the way, in case you didn't know, we're McDonald's.
Yeah, like I've never
Yeah,
watched
nothing.
never watched a movie where they're like, up, here comes the Marvel logo. Up, here comes the Marvel logo. No
Right.
other company
Maybe
does
New
that.
Line Cinema was really full of themselves.
Well,
I don't know what the fuck
I mean,
that's
technically
about.
speaking, I've seen
Or
that a
it
couple
or
of
it
times,
literally
but
is
never
a
the logo
or literally
twice,
it's a
you
mess
know.
up.
But it happened in all three movies.
Yeah.
Maybe they were really, really proud of these movies.
I don't know, but either way, I finally, since I did find my my 4-pack DVD, I watched it on DVD.
You watch it on Blu-ray.
The 4-pack Blu-ray.
I watched it on Blu-ray, on the Pizza Box Blu-ray.
Technically, my discs are
PlayStation
similar
store
to
for me. It wasn't available on Prime.
You had to buy this shitty
Rent it,
movie.
rent it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, no, don't worry.
Oh no, I was gonna rent it on Prime Video, right?
Yeah.
So I went there and it's like this video is not available. I'm like, well, that's a sign.
I wonder why.
That's a sign. And then I sat there. I'm like, fuck. If I can't watch it, I can't do it.
Shit, like 3 months ago, when we were
You'd
doing
have borrowed
Turtles
it.
2. Yeah, you would have borrowed it. But back when we were going to do Turtles fucking 2, I couldn't find my fucking DVD set, so I was like, well, piss. So I had to buy 2 and 3 off Google Play for like $4 each.
You have no idea, dude. I sat there and when it
So
was
technically, I could turn this bitch on YouTube
when
right
it
now.
was when it was unavailable, I sat there. I'm like, God, it's almost 5 a.m. How am I gonna watch this? Bill's asleep. I don't really want to wake him up to go over there and grab this shitty movie to take it home to watch it.
That would have been amazing.
Right?
Knocking on your door, you're like, what? I'm like, Turtles movie. I can't. It's not available online.
We'd have told that story.
Yeah.
Drive all the way here.
And I would have made that story, I would have made it so much more than it was, too. It would have been like, he came over in fucking tears because he hasn't fucking seen Turtles 3 in years, and he fucking needed it so goddamn bad. It was fucking eating at his soul.
It would have
At
been even
5
more.
a.m., there's something else I need a hell of a lot better than Turtles.
I was gonna
Usually
say-
it involves my girlfriend.
I was going to say it would be even more awkward if you were in the bedroom with Michelle again when Shane shows up.
That would
Yeah.
also be awesome.
That's just piss poor. That's just bad timing on my part.
So what else do we got?
So then next is, we're in the exact same woods as the Turbo movie. Or at least that's what it looked like to me for ancient Japan.
Oh, well, I got something a little bit before then.
Okay.
Japan, like I said, Japan, 1603. You obviously want us to know that this takes place in the past.
Well, yeah. Because this is taking place right around the time that the English started trading with the Japanese, and warfare on the island changed because they brought guns and cannons into the aspect.
also
At this time, you're talking about like the Feudal Japan Wars,
Yeah. Right.
which were like 500 years of fucking bloodshed between rival families
and it's also why,
lords.
and it's also why they're fluent in English.
And
Yep.
forget the blood moon that we had. This has a blood sunrise. Cue the Lion King Circle of Life music.
Nah.
Dude,
with the guys on the horseback riding towards the camera.
Yeah,
Yep.
but that's the whole
man, when you're
cliche Eastern shot.
man, when you're
Yeah.
watching this movie, if I just started this movie without you knowing what it was, you never would have guessed by the first like few minutes that we're watching a Ninja Turtle movie.
No,
That's not
there's
a turtle.
no way.
No,
The start of the movie makes you wonder if you've even put the right movie in. This wouldn't be bad per se, as we've seen this in many different films over the years, but I can't help but feel like it's just a predate to what kind of bad ride we're in for.
do you know what makes me really irritates me is the fact that when this movie first came out in '93, it was just called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. Then years later, they put Turtles in Time into the freaking title.
Yep. That's because they had to. They had to tie it to the video game.
No,
Because-
they didn't have to. They didn't have to.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
Marketing.
Yeah, one marketing.
You might
for
not
the game.
like it, but if your
It's
job...
bullshit.
Yeah,
Right.
but somebody's job, and nobody gets to pick their job. They don't fucking like
So
it.
years upon years later, let's throw this on here.
Yes,
Yeah.
because of marketing. Because by that time, the Turtles game had made a lot of money, and there were a lot of people that didn't like 3, but there were a lot of people that had not watched 3. And when they started coming out with all these box sets and VHS and things of that nature, and they were like, how do we sell this fucking awful movie? They're like, the game sold really well.
Yeah.
Call it Turtles in Time, and people will buy it thinking that's where the game came from.
Yep.
And then when
And
they,
in fact, in Turtles in Time, the little ninja chick who runs around, that's supposed to be Mitsu. They changed the bitch's name in the game. It's supposed to be the same character. They were supposed to be like, oh, nobody likes this fucking movie. Here's a game. People like video games
and
now.
the Turtles didn't deal with they didn't deal with any of their enemies when they were jumping back in time.
Sadly, when we talk
Yeah.
about any material that we talk about, it always comes down to the same thing. This is our hobby. It's their business.
Yeah.
If my job tomorrow, if somebody came to me and said, you have to sell Dragon Ball GT, well, that's going to be a motherfucker.
Right.
But you better believe I'm going to talk mad bullshit about how great it is, and I'm going to advertise the fuck out of it because some moron out there doesn't know, and I'm going to get his money.
Did you like Dragon Ball? Do you guys remember when Goku was a kid? Did you like that? Well, look.
That's the whole point of Dragon Ball GT, is to take it back to basics. We'd reached a point where it just was too much. It was beams all the time, and the atmosphere was lost, and the comedy had been, the heart of the whole epic had been lost, and the creator moved away. We decided it was time to take it back to basics. It was time to go back to Kid Goku. And that's what makes GT so great. Do you hear this line of bullshit I'm talking?
Yep.
This is your job.
Yep.
If this is your property.
Yeah.
So some jackoff was told, sell this movie. And he was like, people like Turtles in Time. Rename it. Step 1. I'll bet you they sold a lot of copies off that dumb fucking name.
Yep.
But if they're going to rename the cover, why don't they go in and change it
They did.
on the film?
They did.
No.
No, not in the version you're watching. They did.
Yeah.
There is actually cuts of the movie where it bleeds in under the Turtles logo and says
Yep.
Turtles in Time. Yes,
Yep,
that is an
that's
actual
my
edit.
DVD version.
In
Yep,
his
it's an
DVD
actual
version,
edit,
it
yes.
says Turtles in Time.
Yep.
They did.
I didn't pay attention to that because when I rented it online, it did say Turtles in Time.
Mine just says Turtles 3.
Yeah, that's
Because
because
we're
you're
watching
watching
the
the
Blu-ray.
original.
Yeah.
Which is taken from the original footage. So yes,
Yep.
they did.
So
Yep.
they George Lucas this shit.
Yes, they
yes,
did.
a little bit, yeah. Yeah, it's just like there's that new Dragon Ball Z game that's supposed to be coming out. That's supposed to be a 3D version of a what is it? A Dragon Ball RPG game, which they've already had the Dragon Ball RPG 3D games. But we're gonna say it's like Legacy of Goku, just with a 3D feel. You know why? Because those 3D DBZ RPG games suck.
and guess what?
Pretty
Like
bad.
this movie.
And guess what?
Like
Some
this
moron,
movie.
no one I'm going to name in this room, will buy that game. I don't know who.
I'm looking at him. He pointed to himself.
So
He's currently spitting his tobacco into a bottle.
So yes, sadly, every time we talk about this, we're going to come back to these kinds of arguments, and we're
Yeah.
going to have to literally say, Business is business, and it's fucking dirty, and they want your money, and they don't give a fuck how you feel about it after you've already handed them your paycheck.
Yep. That's everything.
That's why you probably have to go and find the unofficial one to get the original source version.
Right.
It's literally a sad thing. It really is.
Yep.
Business is fucking dirty, nasty,
People
corrupt.
want that money, man.
It's all bullshit.
Greed,
It's bad
that
for
greed,
you.
man, that corporate greed is real.
Now,
It's no joke.
when I saw this opening sword fight on horses, I'm like, how difficult is it to actually sword fight?
It's hard as hell.
It is. It actually
It's hard,
is hard
as hell because you have to. There's a lot that goes into controlling the horse, let alone the horse not spooking with the fact that you're clanking above its head. And if the horse is wounded or it pulls back or it feels in some type of danger, you lose control of the entire situation.
You got
hard.
one hand on the rein, while you got your other hand with your sword.
Yeah.
Which katanas are meant to be two-handed swords. You see those people wielding it with one hand; they're not getting the full power out of it.
That's another thing about
So,
the katana is designed. The katana, specifically, or the type of sword that a samurai uses in general, is meant for one thing. It is a handheld guillotine.
Yep.
Literally, that's what those swords are. There was an actual idea behind the sword and the samurai in general. One cut, one kill. Clean.
Yep.
That's why you see a lot of people using spears on horseback.
That's the reason why the fucking gun people have the same idea. One shot, one kill, move on.
When they teach you forms of kendo, especially in terms of like samurai-esque fighting, the first thing they teach you is every swing is push and pull. Every time it's two-handed weapon. When you go down, you have to pull back on your wrist so it comes down hard.
Yep.
And the same reverse so it goes up. It's always push and pull with your two hands.
Yep.
So you create that guillotine motion.
Yeah, 'cause you're
you
supposed
cut
to-
one time, kill one
Yep.
time, clean the blade. Have you ever seen that where they strike it to the side and then they run it across the top of their sheath before they put it back?
Yeah.
A lot of sheaths in old times would have a type of horsehair or something around that part to clean the blade before you put it back.
Yep.
Sometimes they'll clean it on their sleeve too.
That's
Yeah.
true
They'll
too.
put
Yeah,
it,
when
they'll
you
put
see
it
that,
right here in their forearm.
and now it just looks really cool because it's become a Hollywood trope. But that was a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would clean the blade of blood.
They're heavy
because-
as fuck too.
Yeah.
If you've ever held one for real, they're heavy swords.
Oh yeah.
I was going to say,
Trust me, I have a couple myself, and there's a reason why it is the Japanese people love baseball. It's because of the old sword fighting using the katana. You're supposed to hold the sword much like you would a baseball bat, one hand over the other. And when you do it, it's exactly like Bill said. Your top hand pushes down while the bottom hand pulls. So you just, and done. That's it. One hit, head's gone.
Well, I was going to say, we saw some of that cleaning of like a samurai-type sword in the in-game trailer when we saw Hawkeye / Ronin.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yes, you do
He's-
see that
he's very
he
samurai-esque.
he uses his sleeve. Yeah,
He's like tucking and...
that's
Yeah.
exactly what that
He's
is.
cleaning the blood.
That's clean. But yes, what else do we have here?
The costumes themselves, at least for the guys that the prince is fighting and the prince's outfit, at least I'll give them that merit. Those costumes look good.
Before we even
There's
go
other costumes later, not so
Before
good.
we go forward, I'm going to say something. This feels like two different movies.
Yeah.
The past feels like it was shot professionally, and it feels like it could have actually been a samurai-esque film.
I would have preferred that.
And then you go to the Turtles in New York, and it.
Looks like garbage.
I have something to compare it to, and I'll talk about it when I get there, because it blew my mind when I
looks like the
realized what they were feeling like.
It looks like the hot garbage that should be in the sewer.
Yeah, but I can't believe what they were taking from a very specific film style that I could not believe I caught on to halfway through the movie.
This movie is also based off a very specific comic as well.
Which one?
I can't remember which series it is. I want to say it's supposed to be somewhere around like 120 something. Basically, that staff is supposed to be wielded by one of their enemies, type of thing. So that time staff actually does
scepter
exist.
thing.
Yeah, the scepter. It actually does exist in the Turtles comics. I just can't remember. Because I did all the fucking lore drops and everything earlier, like all the trivia shit. I did it earlier today, but I can't remember the name of the bitch that actually holds the time scepter. Because
that seems real familiar to me.
Is it Shredder's daughter?
No.
I feel like I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, fuck. I'll look it up again. But
there was also some sort of crossover between two different comics. It was Turtles and something else.
Yeah.
And she was like some weird Time Lord thing that they ran into. And
the Turtles Doctor Who crossover.
She was studying under some sort of
she was the master
time wizard dude.
Or missing.
Yeah.
And then she fucked up and...
Right.
Yeah, I remember that. Now that you're mentioning it, I just... never would have tied anything to this movie.
Yeah, you're right, dude. When you watch the Feudal Japan era stuff.
I'll get to that in a minute.
You know, I'm kind of more interested in what they're going through with the English coming in and
Masks. It's issues 46 and 47. Okay, I was way the fuck wrong.
I have that.
Yeah, it's based off the story called Masks of the original Mirage comics.
You own all.
No, I don't have all of it. But 46, and I have that. I can't think of where.
Rennet. Okay. In the original comics, the Time Scepter is normally associated with Rennet, the timstress apprentice of Lord.
I have about the
Simulatinus?
Of the first run. I have through collections and graphic novels and whatnot. I have about the first 64 issues somewhere around there.
Then you have the issue where that time stamp.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
That's when he started talking about it. That sounds very familiar to me.
But you know,
because they were supposed to go back in time and actually fight with Shredder in Feudal Japan, but he died in the other movie.
Isn't it? So that the Lord, the Emperor, or whatever, is that Nobunaga?
It's
it's
not
it's
Nobunaga,
close.
but they call him
Lord Nornaga.
Yeah, Norinaga.
I think they're playing on the fact that his name is close enough that certain people would go, "Oh,
Nobunaga."
But no,
look,
he's
the
not.
fact because I didn't realize it, but once again, thanks to Gaijin Goomba and fucking Culture Shock and that, fucking literally, as soon as what's his nuts, the prince comes back. He looks at Turtles and he goes, Kappa! And I'm like, oh fuck, I know what that is. I didn't know what that was when I was a kid. Shit.
Demon.
A water demon that survives, if they're the mischievous type, they survive by literally slamming your face in the ground, ripping your pants down, and sucking your soul out of your asshole.
Wow.
Yep.
That's some Maniac Mikey kind of shit.
Exactly. Which, that's another note we got to get to later, but we're not there yet.
So, back to the subway.
So are we in the subway now?
We're turning to the subway.
What was going on with the sword fighting? Is there anything storyline relevant to even mention at the start of this except for guys were fighting on horses?
I think they were...
Other than the fact that it's the prince and they're telling him, hey, get your ass back home.
That's right. He was being forced home.
I think
because he didn't want to follow in Daddy's shoes.
I literally think
there's a very basilisk thing going on here.
Yeah.
He's seeing the girl...
in the
secretly,
resistance.
and he's not supposed to see that girl because Daddy doesn't want that.
It's a Romeo and Juliet type of thing.
And he also wants to denounce his father's actions because he doesn't want his father, who's the Lord at this time, moving with his army and tearing her asunder because the Lord would move right through her. She'd never have a goddamn chance.
Yeah.
It's basically, he even says it when he goes back to the castle when he confronts his dad. He's even like, you know, you disgrace me with your pointless war, pretty much.
Yeah, because he doesn't want this going forward because it cost him his girlfriend, basically.
Because his girlfriend leads the rebels, and he's with the Empire.
Yeah, well, man, that's so... yes...
He's
man,
the
these
Japanese
wars,
Empire.
He's with.
No. Oh, man, this was such a fucked up, bloody war. And I think it lasted like 500 fucking years. Like, the people that started the war were having children and grandchildren, and they were coming up into these wars, and they didn't know what even started it, aside from, one day, I will own all of this.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. And these were rival families and different lords that were splitting up the empire piece by piece, working to control the entire island
Shit, man,
someday.
That's very Basilisk with the two clans.
Yes, and that's kind of what was going on here, and this went on for a long time. In fact, if you ever play games like the better Dynasty Warriors, like Dynasty Warriors 5, they actually will give you certain characters, like the Sun Tzu family. Yep. You'll start the game with them, but since they're one of the very first families to die, in the later events that come up, that being able to pick those characters just goes away.
Yep.
Because you can't use them because they're all fucking dead. And then you talk about the Yellow Turban Rebellion and whatnot. That's what put characters like Cao Cao and Liu Bei. That's how they got together. And then there are certain legends that span from that. And then there was bloodshed and betrayal against that. And Cao Cao put all his boats together to form this giant walking fortress. And then somebody went up and said, the wind is blowing that way. And fucking burned his boat, and since he tied them all together, he was like, fuck! Because it's just spread, and all this shit really happened. This is kind of where this is happening. Yeah. Well, so it's feudal families.
So you get to the subway, and we're introduced to the
dancing turtles.
Actually, they have a lot more stuff in their subway now, too.
That's true. Yeah. There's a lot of shit now.
Yeah. They've collected shit for...
They've been living there for a while.
Roughly 2 years.
Has it been like 2 years since the
I'm only
movie?
going with the movies. The Turtles 2 movie came out in 1991. This is 1993.
So, yeah, but they are still going over some time has passed because
like
after they're done doing their little dance
they're dancing,
number...
fighting.
Fucking
karate dancing.
Yeah. But yeah, because after they're done fucking fighting and Raph throws his temper tantrum and breaks the boombox because I'm tired of listening to this song.
Oh my god, dude, no. Fuck him right now. From the very beginning, the fucking thing just started. It was bad enough they looked dumb. It was bad enough they acted dumb. It was bad enough it was
their
dumb.
Rubbery mask things while they're doing their exercises.
And
like,
immediately, Raph throws this out of fucking left field hissy fit.
Yeah.
Oh, and when you get to Raph, when he's starting to talk, he looks disappointed, not angry.
Dude,
he looks sad.
The responses and everything were bad. He throws the sigh. I'm like, oh, here comes the obligatory, we have to have Raph be a dick because he's a dick.
Yep.
And then immediately, they jumped into the worst childish 6-year-old motherfucking dumb responses ever with him being like, uh-oh, oh no, oh no. And I was like, Leo, please stop.
Yeah.
Please fucking stop.
At least later in the movie.
And Leo and Don's mouths were both moving at the same time that Donnie was talking.
Yes.
It's like, hey, cool it, Raph. What? Oh.
Dude, everything about the beginning is so bad. The turtle costumes are bad. We all know this before we even start. The attitude is so fucking misplaced here. It's like the other movies didn't even happen at all. The dancing is bad. The hissy fit Raph makes me wish I was watching a different form of kids' entertainment, no matter what it was. Even fucking Teletubbies would have been more mature.
Hey, at least later in the movie, Leo says something to Raph, and Raph explains to him why he does what he does.
Yeah, that's true. And at least in this movie, then all of a sudden, after they're done with hissy fit Raph, all of a sudden fucking April comes down. Hey guys! I'm here to drop off my keys so I could go on vacation. How's everybody doing? I somehow managed to buy personality at the flea market.
This shit was written for fucking 6-year-olds.
Yep.
So hardcore fucking written for 6-year-olds, it's unfucking believable.
Oh, and upper half Splinter.
We're supposed to believe that this took place.
They do show his legs a little bit when he's sitting down.
Yeah, when he's sitting.
We're supposed to believe that this took place in the same fucking thing. That these 3 movies happen.
Yep.
Okay? And I have a very big fucking problem with that when the writing style has deteriorated so fucking bad that they say, nobody even knows we're down here. Hey guys, I know you're down there. Ugh.
Okay, I sat there.
I got some stuff. Mike says, I like stuff.
Yeah.
Well, no, let's get to that.
Yeah,
So
she goes
to the flea market.
Now, Mikey, no peeking. Mikey, stop peeking.
I'm not peeking on spelunkling.
Splinter's wisdom has never been so fucking bad.
Yeah, I'm spelunking for pork rinds.
It literally seems like. What did he say?
Mikey, stop peeking. I'm not peeking. I'm spelunking
right
for
after
pork rinds.
Yeah, he says that.
Oh, okay. No,
right
I
after,
heard something completely different.
Right after
I
throwing
thought
the
he said
sigh.
I'm spelunking for porno.
No.
No.
Right after throwing the sigh, Splinter's like, and everybody's going, "Oh no! Oh no! Look out! Oh no!" Fucking Splinter's
turtle
like,
tantrum.
Splinter's like, "Patience, my son." I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Yep.
Oh god.
I honestly
And he
think,
closes that window.
I'm sorry, but after 3 movies of telling
Is this
his children,
laughing?
after the first 2 movies, after he kept telling his children to, do what he says, and they didn't listen, he's like, "Fuck it, I'm done. I'm done with this shit."
This is the worst fucking. Not that all of this isn't the worst we've seen, but this is a tragic fucking
the
Splinter.
Splinter
Yeah.
wisdom is misplaced. He doesn't seem like he gives a shit anymore. He used to worry about his children going up into the real world in New York. But let's go back in time. 4 giant walking, talking turtles in time. That shouldn't mess with anything.
Technically speaking, ninja were designed like
Yes,
the fighting
but-
style in that to actually combat samurai. So,
Yes, but they
I mean,
were-
I guess there's kind of a reason why he's not too worried about it, but
At the same, but the problem is though is that
Yeah, but the average life of a ninja was short because when ninja encountered samurai, they usually died.
Right.
Ninja was designed for infiltration and assassination and sneaky fighting, but
Right.
it wasn't actually designed to take the actual frontline collision
never wore,
Yeah.
of warriors on
they
a
didn't wear
battlefield.
armor.
exactly.
They had to wear looser clothing for the stealth.
I
Yes
got a
and no. I
question.
mean, technically they did wear some armor,
They didn't
but
wear,
I mean,
like,
it
samurai
wasn't
armor.
heavy armor.
Anything
It was
that the
like
ninja,
light shit.
anything that the ninja carried had to be fastened to the body without form of any restriction. They actually didn't even wear restrictive clothing half the time.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah, that's when they can blend in and out of surroundings.
About how long has April been working for the news station now?
Long enough where she could take a week's paid vacation to fucking Europe.
That's what I'm wondering. It's like,
That's all we know. She's on vacation. She's
Remember,
supposed to be going to
I
Europe
kept saying she's
or some
supposed to
shit.
be the highest paid reporter in New York. That's what she wanted
She
in the
was
first
supposed
movie.
to be,
That's
and
what
then in the second
Yeah, but
movie,
the
she's
second-
working
yeah.
for dumb dick motherfucker.
Second movie proved that didn't happen.
Yeah,
Still enough to own a fucking flat in New York.
true.
That shit,
Yeah, I
that
guess.
shit's expensive.
Yeah, it
And the
is.
fact that it was like a penthouse.
It was like
suite.
that thing was big.
So, yeah.
I know.
So yeah, but the whole time off to go on vacation. So unless
Dude,
she's doing a
I
news report for Action 5 New York News,
I
and
sat there.
fucking
I
Warzone.
sat there, and when Raph was bitching, these last 2 movies ruined Raph for me. Man, he's still my favorite turtle.
Shit, are you kidding me? We're about to ruin everybody because now we're going to get into gifts. Where here you go, Mikey. Here's your gift. You're the goofy fun guy. Here's a lampshade
Oh my
to
god.
put on your head.
I like how
And hula pants.
I do like how he looked at it, and he's like, "What the fuck am I supposed to
Yeah,
do with
what
this? Do I wear it
Here,
like a
Leonardo,
hat?"
here, Leonardo, you're very
And somehow
good at stuff.
somehow that made him think Elvis in Hawaii.
Oh my god, yes,
Elvis and Blue Hawaii.
dude. And then he
What? Where did he get that
then
from,
she hands
first
the
off?
book to Leo.
Because they needed an excuse to allow I made yet another funny at the end of the movie.
I guess, but like Mike and them,
Because
they're
bullshit.
constantly making ridiculous. That they talk about popular culture more than any other fucking appearance of the Turtles I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, we're gonna get into that shit, especially back in the feudal Japan when they enter
Right.
when they run into
And it's impossible for
Will?
them to be.
William. Is his name William? The white guy is he William?
Walker.
Walker.
Yeah. I knew it was something.
And then, but no.
Oh, we'll
so
get
they
to
hand.
Walker.
So,
I got
so,
something on Walker.
so April hands Leo the
I got a
book,
lot on him.
and the dumbest fucking Leo face I've ever seen.
Dude,
That's okay. I had to rewind it just to make sure because I made the mistake as I was writing it down. I was like, gives Leo book on Japanese katanas, and I was like, no, she said Japanese, or he said Japanese swords. I rewound it. It was like, ooh, a book on Japanese swords. I was like, okay, good, because that's not just katana. There's a
Yeah.
whole bunch of other shit there too.
and then
we're golden.
She's
Okay.
like, I got this for Raph. Where's he at? Oh, he's throwing a tantrum, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, and she gets to put on a fedora. I'm like, to conceal that identity when he goes out.
Yeah. He gets another Dick Tracy detective hat.
Donnie gets a radio.
He gets a radio.
Not just any radio. He gets a tube radio. 'Cause tube radio.
Because tube radio.
You know,
Apparently that's high-tech shit. Even though this motherfucker... I'm going to get to that note here in a minute.
You're gonna get to
I'm
that
going to get
part?
to that in a fucking minute.
Okay.
Fucking stupid shit.
And then she pulls out the fucking scepter that she...
For Splinter.
For Splinter, not knowing what it is, but let's be real. I wouldn't
Some
have known what
weird
it was either.
antique Japanese
It looks like a
egg timer.
It looked like a fucking lamp to me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, why would she assume it was anything other than like an old style
Lamp,
portable
like a lantern?
lampshade
Yeah.
or whatever, like
Yeah.
an old lantern, or like maybe it was like an old timey street light that you
Right.
put up
Oh,
and
yeah.
you put the
Yeah.
candle in it or
Yep.
something. Like,
Yeah.
why is she egg time? What the fuck? And who the fuck sold that shit to you?
Right.
What kind of flea market has ancient Japanese fucking time traveling?
Hold on, no. She went to the exact same flea market that's also selling Mogwai.
I was going to say,
Nobody can argue that. Okay, I made a good
would
point.
this have been more interesting if she had given that to Splinter and Splinter had swapped places with Prince?
I have a question about the swapping thing when we get there because I'm confused. On
I have a lot of them.
Oh, don't worry. They explain it in the movie because when they went through the whole time swap, I actually wrote a note being like, and this is fucking dumb because this, and then they explain it. It's like, oh, all right. Well, I guess maybe they at least were smart enough to kind of explain it. But
Okay, where are we?
okay.
We go back to the past.
we go back to the past, and
Yep.
I think this is
The
where,
prince is being presented to his father.
Okay,
Yeah.
have we seen an angry Raph yet? Where they zoom in on him?
Just disappointed and sad. That's it.
Okay, nope, we're not there yet. Because you want to talk about Leo's dumb face.
Right.
Sorry,
But yeah, no, because now we go back to the past with Samurai Jack.
And yes,
Ken?
Leo has
Kyo?
a dumb face.
Yeah.
Is his name Kyo?
Damn it.
Starts with a K.
Kino.
Kino.
No, not Kino.
Not Kino.
Kino was the last movie.
Kino
That
was
was
the last
second
movie.
Donnie.
Yep.
Second Donnie didn't want it.
Kenshin. That's
Kenshin.
right, Kenshin.
Yep.
And he...
Rurouni Kenshin, that's
he's,
right.
He's being presented with his father. His father's mad at him. Blah, blah, blah. And it looked like this motherfucker... It looked like his dad was about to fucking strike his ass down.
And
He
this
was.
Clint Eastwood guy shows up.
I think... Yeah, and Clint Eastwood shows up. Bang! Shoots a fucking bell or whatever.
I don't know why they make that joke, because this dude is the farthest fucking thing from Clint Eastwood ever.
Oh, trust me, I know. I've seen Clint Eastwood
And
movies.
as soon as Lord Nobunaga said his name, I'm like, Walker, Texas Ranger?
No, not yet.
No,
They
just,
don't know
just
what
some
a
dude,
Texas is
just
yet.
some douche on a white horse. Never mind.
Douche as he is. He is very douchey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very douchey.
Well, yeah.
He also
we'll see
seems
that
to be
later.
about one of the only fucking intelligent things in the entire fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Oh,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
Some of the shit
Because
that...
I find him to be the most annoying
Captain,
waste of
there's
space.
demons! There's no such thing as demons. It's one of the fucking samurai wearing the goddamn mask. Get the fuck back out there.
He's also the one that manipulated the entire situation. He was
Yep.
selling the guns. He knew what was going on. He knew about the ignorant superstitions. He was able to see past the ignorance of a society.
He was easily able to
Yeah.
manipulate not
And
Nobunaga.
he even called April out on her bullshit after she was all like, "I'm fucking witch," and he's like, "She has no powers, fucking gut her
Yeah,
ass." and throw her in
everybody was
prison."
like,
Yeah.
she's a witch, and he's like looking at her like,
"Do something, bitch."
yeah, you got it. I admit,
So you're a witch, are you? Yeah. I shrunk down 3 guys and I put them in
Come
there.
on, let's
they
be-
sing from my supper. I'll fucking shrink you too. Back the fuck off. Really?
She's
Dude,
got no
bitch.
power.
Dude, I
She's
can't
got
wait to be
fucking
small.
nothing.
Yeah,
Fucking-
she's got. No, he's a.
let's be real for a
He's a
minute.
somewhat.
Yeah.
You can sit there.
somewhat. This is all I'm going to give him. Somewhat legitimate villain in one of the worst fucking movies ever, so he can't be legitimate.
He might
Yeah.
have. He actually might be one of the best things in this movie.
Yeah.
Now let's be
Not
real.
to me.
I know you think he's annoying. I get it. He can be annoying.
To me, he's a waste of space.
but he's a better villain than the Shredder was in the second movie.
That's a true statement.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
is. He's a better villain than
No.
Teddy's
What is
a better
Shredder-
villain than Tatsu was ever.
Tatsu didn't do anything.
To me, he's a better villain than Shredder in the next mutation.
All Tatsu.
No, I actually think he's better than Shredder from Part 2. Shredder from Part 2 was a fucking moron.
Dude, Tatsu's greatest
And
contribution.
Tatsu's a waste of space.
Except for his fucking school.
Except for his construction school.
Except for his
Yeah,
his
school.
school of construction.
so we can laugh about him, but let's be honest. What did Tatsu do throughout the course of 2 movies?
Grunt, get mad, kill a man.
And
because
accomplish fucking nothing.
and
Throw a smoke bomb a couple times.
This dude at least had small victories throughout the course of his awful movie.
Yeah.
Until he got killed. Ish.
Yeah.
well, yeah,
He
but
didn't get killed. He got warped to another dimension.
all
We'll
I'm-
get there when
all
we get
I'm
there.
saying, all I'm saying is this.
That's why I said
is
ish.
that he was annoying, but he was legitimately okay. The Shredder in the first movie, good villain, menacing.
Yeah, I love him. I love
Walker
him.
is the second best villain
In the Turtle movie
in the
franchise.
Turtle movie trilogies because
Yeah.
now he's right here. We're talking 16th century Japan. Okay, they were intelligent. Believe it or not, they
Yeah.
had an education system, but not Nobunaga.
They had no... Motherfucker. Are you... Here is how intelligent they fucking are. Kenshin goes to the past. I'm going to jump
Where
the
are
fuck
we?
ahead.
Where are we?
Let me see here.
So we jump around. Still.
Yeah,
So
hold
we're-
on. Let's
we're-
fast forward a little
Kenshin
bit.
has a little anger fit
Yeah.
and discovers
Kenshin
the
has a hissy
scepter.
fit, gets
Okay,
the scepter,
yes.
reads it aloud, transports with April.
How long in the present was the scepter turning and going?
Technically speaking, when it comes down to it, right, like, because April's literally standing in the same position. She's holding the scepter, she's reading it.
She's like,
looking at it
"Guys?
and all of a sudden she's,
Guys?"
guys.
I think it was
guys,
I think it was
hey,
simultaneous.
come help.
I think this-
there's light and wind in the middle of a subway station. Guys.
And they're
come
still
help.
looking at
and
their
they're
stuff.
fucking too distracted.
That's because he was fucking dancing with a lampshade on his head.
No, all of them
Oh,
were.
I know.
Nobody
And
gave
I
a
know.
fuck.
And just now, Raphael was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. She's
The
she's
angry
changed
man
places.
figures it out first. Like, something's
Yeah.
wrong. Something's wrong.
Yeah. So then
We get a quantum
we
leap.
realize then, because here's my dumb note. So the staff only, staff only powers to incantation, but can take you to any point in time where somebody is holding it at complete random who matches the same height and build as the person holding the staff. So either April is mannish or the prince is womanly.
At the same time, there's like a
And
weird.
the turtles are deaf idiots.
There's a weirdness to that. There's a weirdness to the staff.
What
the
ears?
Scepter. The scepter is constantly. Now this is weird. Not in our time,
Yeah.
but the scepter is always wrapped
Yeah.
or hidden or not allowed to be touched by human hands. So that's another thing too. Why there wouldn't be a lot of people ever handling it that you could switch places with.
Right.
Because somebody has to be on this side. They have to say the cantation in the past while you are in the future holding it, also being of the same weight, and you say the incantation in the future.
Well, remember that samurais were not big people. They were
They
they're-
were not.
No,
They were not
no.
huge people. And I maybe this is just maybe Asian people. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but they're not the biggest people in the world.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's because they have great diets.
They have
of,
great
I'm
diets.
starving to
They're
death,
they're
which is the
healthier.
best diet ever.
They have good. They eat healthier than we do. But so when they said that you have to be the same height and weight, that's not really that big of a stretch.
Right. Well,
April-
technically, all they give is not even height. They give it. You must be
Weight.
of the same mass.
Well,
So you could be a fucking 7 foot tall motherfucker if you're skin and bones, and
And there's a
across
short,
somebody
fat
who's,
guy.
Yeah, 4 foot tall and weighs about 300 pounds. Guess what? If your weight is about the same, you're switching.
so like I said, it still doesn't. I don't see it that big of a stretch.
And apparently,
For her and him to switch, I don't see it as
Right.
that big of a.
exactly.
we'll get.
And
to-
also,
However-
he is probably heavier than her, but I wonder if it also takes into account what you're wearing, even though that doesn't switch with you because she's wearing.
Nope.
We'll get at that. We'll get to that at the end.
The clothes will change, but weapons and items will carry over
Yeah.
like every shitty RPG.
her fucking
gimmick ever.
her fucking Walkman went with.
goes.
No, I know
His
all
katana
about that,
comes
and
with.
I thought that made no sense at all. But it doesn't.
Right.
Still doesn't matter. It still is true that if the clothes factor
Weight
into the
distribution.
weight,
A sword
Yeah.
is a lot heavier than a Walkman.
if the clothes factor into the weight, she's the same. She's the same as him. If not, It's not possible.
Well, how much?
Right.
Okay, she was wearing a leather jacket, blue jeans. And
That's
everything.
exactly what I'm
Yeah.
getting at.
Well, how much did his fucking kimono weigh?
Almost nothing.
Yeah.
He wasn't built to be heavy. He was probably heavy, but leather jackets, they add weight.
Yeah.
And so do jeans. Blue jeans do.
And she has an American diet, so she's a little heavier than him right off the bat.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's in fighting, so he's in great shape.
Yep.
Right.
And the sword weight, you got to consider the sword.
The
weight,
sword,
too.
the
Yeah.
sword. The katana.
No,
is heavy.
because the sword doesn't go with him. So no, it doesn't calculate into the
No, the
weight.
sword
Neither
does
does a
go with him.
Walkman.
No, because the katana goes with him, just like the Walkman goes with her.
that part didn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's the only thing that didn't
Because
make
that
sense.
sword technically.
Then naked, standing next to one another,
Yeah.
him holding a sword and her holding a Walkman, they weigh the exact amount.
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
That's the only.
Yeah,
that's the only
exactly.
Fuck
that's,
that.
That's where some of it
Too
gets
much
a little,
of a stretch for me.
That's where some of it gets a little wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, and
Yep.
some of us.
Because
know
a
how we feel
Walkman
like that
doesn't
shit.
weigh very much, and he's carrying a fucking katana, which a real katana. That's
Well-
what? How much do you think a katana weighs?